So we got the movie Sanctuary 2023 is a psychological, twisted, wacky character, weird drama thriller about power, sex, love, lost, and dominatrix. It's from Neon and it was presented in the Toronto Official International Film Festival. Now, just a fair warning, if you are my younger audience, I appreciate you, I love you, and I thank you for watching me, but I feel like this movie is geared to more adult, mature audiences, which I also have in this channel, which, just letting you know, we are getting into some juicier, sexy, twisted topics about relationships, sex, and lust. And I'm just warning you because we are going to talk about very juicy, especially with this movie. But if you want to keep going and learning about what this movie is, just fair bit of warning before we talk about it. After their session ends, she storms out of the hotel room only to come back, and her intentions are initially for more money, but we slowly uncovers the layers of her deepest desires as more of the relationship progresses under covers as the movie keeps going on. So the movie is different because it takes place in one fancy hotel room over the course of one evening going into the morning. They're still in like the same clothes basically. The guy, Hal, is about to be CEO of a multi-billion-dollar hotel industry corporation, and it's funny because they're actually using one of the hotels, the rooms in for this movie. A beautiful woman named Rebecca comes into the room, and we slowly know that she is a recurring guest in his life. So when the movie presented it to us, I feel like these sessions are not the first time, and this is definitely not going to be less of his wild fantasies dominating him in different ways. It's one of those movies where the exposition doesn't tell you everything right off the start, and you learn as everything you go, but trust me, you learn way more than what you dreamed of, especially towards the end of the film. It's dealing with dominatrix like 50 Shades of Grey, but more mental and less physical and sexual. I mean, yes, it's still there, the tensionful sexual relationship stuff, but in terms of BDSM, if you don't know what dominatrix is, a dominatrix, according to Google, is a woman who takes dominating role in BDSM activities. Now, what does BDM stand for? BDSM stands for, according to Google, is mechanism, sadism, domination, discipline, and of course, bondage. If you guys know what this is handcuffs to me, because in terms of, it's like kinky stuff, you know, like sexual stuff, like whips, chains, but it's more psychological and mental than physical. I mean, yes, it's still there, but it really dives into the psychiatric parts. I told you, younger audience, we're getting into like more kinky stuff. After he initially sends her off, because I guess this was their last session, he sends her home. She comes back because she wants more money. He's about to be CEO. So the movie deals with intimidation, sex, domination, slaves, not in terms of like the bad ones, but in terms of like sex slavery, or he's his sex slave for like a little bit, or more mental. Incredible performance by both actors. And of course, I do have my handcuffs just to show you, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've had relationships where I wanted to be kinky. I'm like, oh my god, like 50 Shades, like I wanted to be kinky with the girl, I wanted the girl to be kinky with me. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I am a Scorpio, so my fantasies run wild, and I'm being very honest with you guys because I still have this just in case like my future girl is like, oh, like I'm gonna cuff you to the bed, you can't do anything, like 5 minutes, I'm gonna like eat you out or something. Like, I'm being very honest, like I'm not gonna lie to you guys here on this YouTube channel, and that makes me very weird, but I love it because, you know, this is me. I thought it was weird in the beginning because I wasn't unsure where the movie would go, but I was hoping deep down it would come to a resolve that I did like, and I really do, but I'm not gonna tell you because that would be spoiling it. But with a caveat, she plays a dominant girl, ordering him around, telling him to take his clothes off, where he can clean, when can he come. Like, it gets into that sexual power fantasies, like, oh, touch yourself, touch me. Like, it's, oh my gosh, like it gets really juicy really quick. And it's more than just sex, it's a struggle of power, love, lust, desires, money. It goes deeper and twistier as the movie progresses, and it doesn't go past unbelievable. Everything that I saw in the movie, I told myself, wow, I would like to try that one day. I would like for her to like wear that wig one day. I would want that to be like my future, I don't want to say like wifey, but if a girl's down to open, like she's open to like do some of those things, I would. I'm not gonna lie to you, I would. That's why I still have this, because I'm a little bit kinky guy, I'm not gonna lie to you. So to me, this movie really felt close. And of course, some of you know, I used to go to school to become a relationship romantic therapist, but I quit that so I can become YouTube. Imagine like a push-pull tango type of dance movie, but with sexual desires, kinky stuff in the hotel room. And I'm just like, wow, because the struggle between power. Oh, he's like, I have enough money, I can make you disappear. And she's like, you need me, you want me. And she's like ordering him around. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I, for one day, I would like to come home, and I for sure hope my wifey would want to be like, you know what, babe, I'm in the mood. Why don't you go sit down? She puts a cute outfit on. She puts a cute cosplay on. I live in Chicago, Illinois, so we have Lover's Lane. Imagine she's like a cute bunny or like a doctor. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I would want that, and I do like that. I mean, I've never gotten into the past like with relationships with like cosplay, but I would be be open to it. Why would I lie to you guys? Like, it's so weird me telling you this, but at the same time, this is just who I am, and I really do want that. And I love that this movie like brought us this, but in terms of like, oh my gosh, it's not like whipping, it doesn't hurt anybody unless like if it's emotional, but it doesn't go like into that realm of like the whips, the chains, all that. But in terms, it like gets you in the door for this sexual fantasies. Like I said before, this movie is definitely not for everyone in terms of sexual domination. It feels like the roles are reversed, because usually like 50 Shades, which I read all the books and watched all the movies online, like when it came out in theaters as well as like streaming, this takes a different approach because she's dominating him with his wild fantasies, but then it's oddly satisfying at the same time, because usually we think of guys dominating the women, not necessarily girls dominating the guys. But then I did some research, and some people do this as their job. They see recurring clients, what their fantasies is, you could get punished, and I'm just like, wow, like I don't think I want to get punished like that. But in terms of like sexual stuff, like, oh, I can touch you when I touch you, that'd be so cool. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I at some point, me being a guy, me just being a regular dude, I did get excited. Let's just say that I got bricked a little, and I don't want to say the word because I don't want to get demonetized. I did get excited or bricked in the theater. I was just shifting. I was like, oh my gosh, like, are people seeing me? Like, the words that she uses to like manipulate this guy. Of course, like if someone would do that to me, I'm like, oh, like, what are you doing? Are you turning me on? I fell in love with that. I was like, oh my god, like, yeah, like, you know, wild desires, fantasies, hentai, stuff like that. I was like, dude, yeah, like I was just moving. I was just like, I am getting a little bit up there in terms of excitedness in the movie theater. And I couldn't believe what I was like watching. The way that movie used camera cuts, angles, twisting of the camera itself, using these characters in this room, the way the movie was filmed and made, just because it takes place over the course of one night in this one room. I thought it was really commendable for what they did. They also used some graphics to display the short passing of time, and there's a lot of tension between the two characters and struggle with what they're going through. You can feel it, and ultimately at the end it came to a resolve, which I did love, with a caveat, but I'm not gonna like talk about spoilers for you. Honestly guys, at the end of the day, I rambled up too much. I really love this movie for some reason. It did really hit close to me because it's psychological, it's thriller, it's lust, it's love, it's dominatrix, it's dominating, and it's in a beautiful hotel room. It's like, oh my gosh, wild sexual fantasies, the tension. I love this. Like, if I can make my top 10 best of the year already, I would actually put this, but I don't know if it'll get up there because there's so many movies. At the end of the day, I'm gonna give this an A. This is perfect, basically. And I'm not the only one who agrees on it too. If you look on Rotten Tomatoes, the critics are giving it a 92, which is great, but I know a lot of the audience doesn't. But to me, since I came from my psychological background, getting my psychology degree, I absolutely adored this film because I could actually connect with it. If you made it this far, I appreciate you so much. Maybe consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you never miss a video. With that, take care, bye. Definitely gonna get out of this. If I had a honey right now, she would, but bye.